Hello everyone, hope you're all having a lovely day today. Before I begin, I would just like to say a while back I did ask for suggestions if I should change my channel name, because at first for a while it wasn't coming up because it's not a real word technically, but thankfully it seems like that problem's been solved. Now when you search up my channel, it does come up. So for the time being, I am gonna leave it, but if it does happen again where my channel doesn't come up because it's this isn't a real word, then I will change it to Christian Space Convos. Thank you so much, Sam, for that suggestion. So to get into the video today, we're going to be going over what is, in my opinion, the most underrated book of the Bible. And this is none other than the Book of Haggai. If I'm pronouncing that right too, I think it's Haggai. So I actually read Haggai quite recently, because recently I had one of those moments where I was like, God, I need you to just talk to me because I don't know, I just feel so weird right now. Things don't really seem to be going quite right. I'm gonna open to a random page and please just let it be something that you will teach me. I think we all do that from time to time. But essentially, I didn't exactly open right to the page, I don't think, but I ended up around the very beginning of Haggai, and I was like, Haggai, who reads Haggai? I've never read it before. So I read it, and it was actually amazing. It's so short. I highly recommend reading it if you have not already. It only takes about 10 minutes, but there's a lot in it. And I feel like a lot that's in it is very relevant to today. So the beginning of the book is kind of going along the lines of getting your priorities in order, which I think we all need to do from time to time. It kind of asks the question are you trying to serve yourself here in life, or are you trying to live for God? Because as I've said many times, if we're not living for God, then life is kind of pointless. And I do plan on making a video just simply about why we live for God in the future. Stay tuned for that. Living for God is essentially contributing to the greater purpose. Our lives here aren't necessarily, it's not that they're meaningless, but the labor that we do to build ourselves up is kind of pointless. We should be building up God and expanding the kingdom. We need to be focusing more on getting other people saved and preaching the gospel instead of trying to make our houses look really nice or trying to, make our little suburban paradise here at home. Because in the end, those things don't matter, but getting people saved does. Another point that it kind of is getting at, and I feel like this is very relevant for right now, actually specifically, is now's the time to build. We're living in a time, and I'm not going into anything with, like I said, end days or anything like that, but now is, I think, the time to start getting people saved, to go out and preach the gospel, to try and communicate with people. Another really important part in Haggai, it's getting at the idea of endurance. When we start to run into trials, errors, opposition, persecution, to not feel so defeated. I definitely understand that when you get knocked down many times, time after time after time, when it just seems like nothing is going your way, it's so easy to just kind of be literally why? But we have to remember that even through those times, God is still with us, even though we may not feel like it. And so we need to literally just pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off and just keep running. Like Dory said, just keep swimming. I don't know why I did this for swimming. That's flying. Swimming, just keep swimming. And the reason why we can get back up after we've been knocked down time and time again is we have God with us. Psalm 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. God ultimately should be our main source of comfort. As I've said before, worldly things can provide some temporary comfort, but the only thing that lasts forever is God. And not only does God last forever, but he also never leaves us. People leave, worldly things die, God doesn't. And to top it all off at the end of Haggai, God leaves us with a feeling of hope and promise. Haggai 2:9. The glory of this present house will be greater than the glory of the former house, says the Lord Almighty. And in this place I will grant peace, declares the Lord Almighty. The Book of Haggai is supposed to encourage us. It's an encouraging book. As I've said before, it's a really, really, really good book if you're feeling worn out, burned out, tired, you feel like you really can't keep going and you're kind of why am I doing all of this? The Book of Haggai promises that our labor is never in vain and that we have a hope that's worth living for. So to kind of summarize it, the three main points of Haggai I would say are: 1, understand your priorities; 2, keep running or just keep swimming even when you feel defeated; and 3, don't lose hope. I really hope this helps whoever needed to hear this. If you ever have any comments, questions, or concerns, like I said before, do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below or shoot me an email. And as always, have a lovely rest of your day. God bless.